This commentary is pertaining to Sean Combs. There's a lot going on with him, a lot of people talking, chattering. You're entitled to believe whatever version you want. But Stevie J has decided to speak to TMZ pertaining to his relationship with Sean Combs, and we're going to get right down to it. But before we do that, I want to let you know you're welcome to check my community board for said updates to breaking news stories. Some of them I cover, some of them I do not. This will be live number one. After this live, there will be another live pertaining to 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers missing out of Hendersonville, Tennessee, bringing you back-to-back lives today for your entertainment. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $BigAngie129 Cash App, stickers and checks, always welcome during the live stream. We're going to dissect this P. Diddy-ness of it all. Who is Sean Puffy Combs? Stevie J.
I don't know whatever someone does in their bedroom, that's what they do. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to say that I've never seen my man doing anything foul like they talking about.
None of it. All of it. I mean, you know.
I've never seen it. I've known him for 29 years. And then it's like with guys like 50, you know what I'm saying? Like Uncle Tom cats like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, now you want to put me, I don't know if y'all saw the post 50 posted about me, of course you guys.
Yeah.
What a mess.
You know,
I mean, 50's been going after Diddy and everybody associated with him for months now, ever since the Cassie lawsuit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, you can't brush under the rug. I don't see anybody reporting about what tatted up Holly said about him beating her up and about, you know what I'm saying, his other baby mom saying beating her up. I just look at it as, he wants to bring the black community down worse than anyone else. How is that so? I said what I said on my post, and I'm saying it on that too. Now, since he didn't accept what my offer to him, and he want to continue to be a comedian, why don't you go make some movies with Michael Blackson and don't talk about me? Okay. If you don't want to fight, if you don't want to donate to charity, donate your bread to charity and fight. Don't stop being a girl and talk.
So now you're asking to fight.
I find it funny that, when they first try to crucify somebody, they go through the media first. And they're just flooded with lies and propaganda. I'm not concerned about this this dude Curtis. You know what I'm saying? He's Uncle Tom, and that's just what it is. I'm going to speak on 1,000% of what I know to be true about my guy. His spirits are up. He's spending time with his children and his mother. You know what I'm saying? I'm working out.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
He's doing very well. I've known this guy for 29 years. See, I'm not just a guy off the internet trolling. I'm a first-hand witness.
Stevie, it's my understanding that when the raid went down in Miami, were you on Star Island, or were you actually at Diddy's house?
How you doing?
I was at his crib working in the studio. I was sitting outside.
I'm gonna try.
And I heard a big boom. Now, mind you, before we get into this, I'm not a spring chicken, even though I look fly and stuff. But I've witnessed some historical events of excessive force, but none like this since Saddam Hussein or El Chapo, Pablo Escobar, even Osama bin Laden. I heard a big boom. So I'm thinking a lot of people do work on the island all day long, so I'm figuring someone dropped some materials. Heard it again. Turn my
Venomous behave.
Armored vehicles. 3 big armored vehicles come. Dudes jump out. I got 50 dots on my shirt. Screaming, yo, get on the ground. I'm like, yo, really? I'm the only one here. Took me outside. I asked to speak to the higher-ups. I was under arrest. And they said, no, you're being detained. I want to speak to the higher-ups. Spoke to the higher-ups.
Oh, Lord.
I said, am I under arrest? They said, no, you're not. Let me let you go. Boom. Let me go check your bags. You don't have any weapons and all. I'm like, I don't have any weapons.
Stevie, what did they take from the house? Were you able to see?
I saw them take like a bag of one bag.
Well, did they take electronics? Because they did in Los Angeles.
I'm sure they took some electronics, some of the camera stuff and all that. Probably they didn't want him to get a look at what they were doing in his crib, like how they came with the armored trucks. Of course, they took all that stuff.
What did you see?
They had a warrant, Dodo Bird.
I just don't want to get too much into that. I just know that I walked in and they messed the man crib up. You know what I'm saying?
What did he say? Hold on.
Some electronics, some of the camera stuff and all that. Probably they didn't want him to get a look at what they were doing in his crib, like how they came with the armor truss. Of course, they took all that stuff.
What did you see when you walked back in?
I just don't want to get too much into that. I just know that I walked in and they messed the man crib up. You know what I'm saying? And they did his crib dirty. And you know, I haven't seen anything like this in a long time.
Can you tell us what his reaction was when you spoke to him the next day?
You know, he was just devastated.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Because he was going out of the country with his daughters for spring break. You know, and they had to witness things like that at the airport.
I'm gonna break it for a minute. Venomous, are you a female or male? Just asking. I'm just curious. But thank you for tuning into this network. I appreciate it. Let's finish this nonsense, everybody.
I believe that would kind of shift the thinking of any. If you're going on vacation with your kids and the feds show up and ruin your trip, and they just say senior year, you know what I mean? So
Alabama.
I know he was more hurt by that.
All right, everybody. That's. Hold on. That's the 411. Welcome to the Vault XL. If you haven't tuned into this network, I talk about various topics, true crime, pop culture, every blue moon, various situations. Let's get down to it. Stevie J just spoke to TMZ about his longtime friend of 29 years, Sean Combs. Talking about what happened at the house. Didn't go into great detail. He didn't want to tell what was inside the house, what was taken out, the force used, so many red dots on him. Well, sir, it was a warrant executed. See, a lot of people did not know, and I did not know, why Homeland Security went to the house. Well, they went to the house because this is what they do as far as dealing with human trafficking. For those who did not know this, this is what Homeland Security does. They execute warrants, investigate on the government side for human trafficking. Those were allegations made against your friend of 29 years, Stevie J. Obviously, you don't read, you don't pay attention because you're too busy held up in the studio down in Miami with your girlfriend. Yeah, I said that. You talk awfully mild-mannered during this, did you not? Kind of like how Meek talk, which is kind of scary to me because now I'm starting to really wonder what the fuck is going on with you guys. I don't really care, quite frankly. I don't care what people do in their bedrooms, their studios, but it's breaking news. They raided the home. Oops, you just so happen to be there. Don't you find that interesting? But one could say, because remember, everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law and public opinion. One of the allegations is about you, Stevie J. And you just so happen to be at this man's house when the federal government busts in to both of his homes in Los Angeles and Miami. You have to admit that is so damn ironic. What says you, the chat, about that? Of all people to be at his home, oh, you were working, I'm sure. Naturally, everybody has to work, pay bills. But I just think it's ironic that one of the allegations is about you, sir. And you just so happen to be at the damn house when the feds come in. And a lot of people are crying that it was excessive force, but they don't know what's at the house. They don't know who's going to be there. So listen to how you sound right now, saying, it wasn't nobody there but me. Well, they don't know who's there. They don't know what's going on there. They don't know what they're going to find there. They're there for a certain reason. It's always detailed in the warrant, sir. You should know the law. Come on. You should know the law. It's detailed in the warrant, what they're looking for. So they don't know what they're going to find when they get there. They know they're there for a specific reason. Okay? A specific reason. So it doesn't really matter who was there. You, his children, Pookie, Ray, Bubba, doesn't matter. And yes, it seemed extreme to most of us, but most of us hadn't done the homework to know this is what Homeland Security does. They do human trafficking investigation. So now everybody knows why there were so many people there. And yes, I will say there was a lot of resources used to go into these homes. But once again, This is our national government, and this is what they chose to do. I'm not here to argue about that. What I'm here to talk about is the obvious. You were there, and you're in one of the allegations. The one thing you didn't mention in talking about what he's been doing, showing us what he's posting on the internet, his children, this and that, how it looked for them at the airport. Of course it would be offensive to the children. This is their father. But do they really know their father, number one? Or do they know some things about him that's not savory? But what can they do about it? He's their daddy. Just like all of us have parents who have sinned and fornicated. Stay woke now. You're going on in this damn video to TMZ, talking about 50 Cent, what he needs to do, and stop talking about you. He needs to go do this and go into comedy. Yes, 50 Cent talks a whole fucking lot. I get tired of listening to him too. He talks, he gets into every damn thing, everybody's business. He kind of acts like an old woman too. But it's your demeanor that's troublesome to me. And I'm not here to say that we need to act violent as black people, because we're deemed violent anyway. But ain't no crunkness in you. Kind of like when Meek was talking on the internet. I didn't feel no crunkness. And when most people get violated and talked about in such a defamatory way, especially being labeled, a homosexual or bisexual, most black men or white men too, I think will get a little crunk. Like, what the fuck? The hell you calling me a punk for? I'm just his friend. I'm his whatever. But I didn't feel that in this interview. I didn't feel it with Meek's commentary on social media. And I'm going to get into all of that here in a second. All these allegations from way back up until the lawsuits, okay? The one thing you didn't say during this interview, I'm about to get real ignorant now and truthful. You didn't say nothing about what the fuck was told to Lil Rod about you. Oops. You too busy praising him and talking about his relationship with you and how long you known him and what you ain't seen go on in the parties and this and that. Well, why were people talking about the damn parties in the first damn place? Because if I hear somebody come back and say, girl, you won't believe what happened at that party. Girl, you won't believe what happened at that party. But then they don't say what happened at the party. Then somebody else starts talking about the party and a party and a party. You don't think there's a reason why people are saying these things about the parties? Why certain celebrities are saying, oh, I left early? Why one celebrity is saying they were trying to get out the party and leave the man's house. He acted like he was trying to hem him up, Mr. Williams, Mr. Cat Williams. Why would a man put that out on Front Street about himself? I'm trying to leave somebody's house and they acting like they don't want me to leave their house. All men parties. That's weird. But you ain't talking about that. You just talking about your friend. But you ain't talking about the allegation that your friend of 29 years went back and talked about you to Lil Rod. Now, Lil Rod might be spinning off some he said, she said from Cassie, but you gotta admit, it's elaborate as fuck. And the fact that he produced the pictures with Cuba Gooding Jr., we can at least say they've been in a room together, studio, the yacht, whatever. Allegations of you messing around with men. Your friend of 29 years is telling this man and showing him pictures and videos. So you should really be worried about what the fuck they did take up out of that. That's why they were in there taking electronics and said things out of the home because of the allegations made in the affidavit, sir. So you might want to do your homework because I don't think you're really following the storyline. So let's just say you've been a naughty boy in there with your naughty boyfriend of 29 years. How you gonna feel if that plays out in a courtroom, if it ever makes it to court, let's just say? Then I guess you won't be trying to retract whatever this little 5-minute video is with TMZ. That's the part that's funny about this. You don't say nothing about the allegation that your friend, your associate, your comrade, your homeboy has made about you. And that's what's interesting. I'm going to spin you all a little story right quick, okay? Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. There was a rumor about a schoolmate of mine many years ago when we were in high school that he was gay, and this young guy, you know, a little blabbermouth in the community, went out and told vicious lies about them having some type of relationship in high school. We were seniors at the time, and you know, some people probably believed it, some people didn't. So years back, I was able to talk to him about it and ask him about it. And I went on and told him, I said, well, I just want to talk to you about the rumors that went around when you were in high school, when we were in high school, and that you had a sexual relationship with this certain male. And he denied it, of course. He says, no, I've never did anything with him. I don't know why he would go out here and tell these lies about me. And then I also told him, I said, well, you know, there were rumors that you also messed around with this other guy that we all knew of. He was a couple years older than us. So the one thing I found interesting about that conversation, he says, well, I'm not going to worry about people gossiping about me and making up things about me being a homosexual. He said, but what I would find as a problem would be that one guy you mentioned that he said he and I fucked. Now, you interpret that however you see fit. Stay woke. He cared about the other little thing gossiping about him, which I'm sure he did. He said, I ain't worried about what he done said about me. I heard the rumors, blah, blah, blah. He said, but that other person who I, you know, friends with, I would have a problem if the rumor came from him. That he said he and I had sex. So what I tried to take from that, because I don't really know what to say, was there some truth to the one that he was friends with or still friends with? And he'd be worried about him putting that out about them? Because what you have to ask yourself is, how did that rumor even get out? That these two friends had done something, because this would have been like later down in the years, you know, out of school and all that. Did somebody see them together somewhere? Because I think that was the rumor that somebody saw them somewhere out of town. I don't know. But people talk, people make up stuff. And homosexuals do lie a lot. And this is no offense to anybody gay, but I've seen it myself with gay men. They lie a lot. They will put anybody on blast. They'll blast somebody they've had sex with, true. And they'll also make up shit about men they like that aren't interested or they're fantasizing about, because I've seen it firsthand. So you don't really know what to believe. But the one thing I take from that conversation with this classmate of mine is that he said he would be more offended if the rumor came from his homeboy versus the rumor of this other person that I guess he don't consider to be nobody. So you interpret that how you see fit. So I correlate that with this bullshit here with Stevie J. You're talking all around in damn circles on this TMZ interview, but the one thing you don't address is the allegation that is allegedly coming from your so-called friend of 29 years. You're so close with him, but you don't acknowledge, no, I'm not gay. You don't say that. You don't acknowledge Puffy being gay or bisexual in this TMZ interview. You're talking about everything else. Albums with the kids, 50 Cent, blah, 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 fighting the man. Do you really want to fight 50 Cent? Donate it to charity. So you want us to go pay some money to watch you and 50 Cent fight? That's what the fuck you're saying? Do you hear yourself? You sound ridiculous. You sound ridiculous. What you should be worried about is Sean Combs. Because I got a feeling Sean has shown people videos of people in sexual situations, and he got it from his home because he has filmed the people. And that's the part of this interview you left out. And you need to own that shit. That you know damn well this man has done some jacked up shit, and possibly with you and other people too. Because what you have to ask yourself is, why would this man drop a lawsuit talking about what Sean has told him about other people and filming other people? And we already heard the woman before talking about him wanting her to be in sexual situations with other men, male prostitutes, Cassie. And then here, LaRod comes with allegations, and one could say he's piggybacking off of her. But the thing about the filming of people, I do not believe that's a lie. I do believe he has cameras in all of his rooms. I do believe he's had parties, orgies, whatever, and he's filmed people in compromising positions, and he's got the fucking receipts. Because what is the point in filming if I'm not going to keep the receipts? I think it started off with him having parties, and then things started probably getting a little raunchy as the hours went by and the good folks left. You understand what I'm saying? The good folks. And he realized, shit, I'll put some cameras in here. And then maybe word went around. Man, you won't believe what happened at that party, that function, blah, blah, blah. Because see, when I think back to you having all these wonderful parties, white parties in the Hamptons, I would never think this would have been what was going on, some old hanky-panky stuff. But maybe when the lights got dim and people started sporadically leaving, that's when shit got real deep. It got real deep. And so you fed off of that. Because that's all it takes is people drinking, high, snorting cocaine, doing a little bit of this. Somebody pulls off a top, a bikini. Next thing you know, it's some freakadeek going on. And now we realize, oh, shit, they like to get down. I'm down with it, too. Uh-oh, let me install some cameras. Let me put the word out. Be free in the witching hour. And one thing begat another. Because this is how it starts. You lead by example. So if you start seeing people getting frisky, I'm baiting women to do stuff. Take your top off, girl. You know you fine, girl. Do this, do this. She with it. God forbid somebody say, oh, I throw you a little money. She with it. The next thing you know, it's an escapade. And before you know it, this is your mantra. So I don't know how all this shit started with these parties or whatever, but that was a jump off. And you rode that ride. And anybody that fucked with you and down with you, they knew what was going to be expected when they came to your house. The all men parties, that don't make no sense to me. Now, we know that when men get together for sports, football, basketball, it will possibly be all men, depending on whose house is at, if he's married or got a girlfriend or not, she's already there or she invites some females over. But the point is men usually gather together to watch sports. What I find funny in the allegation, all men, and then you invite men and you don't think men who are straight are not going to find this strange. So as I said, you're entitled to believe what you want about Puff Diddy, Stevie J, but I believe it's some bullshit. So what I'm getting ready to do is chop it up for you, Stevie J. Since you're so worried about 50 Cent and what 50 Cent talking about, and we already know 50 Cent loves to run his mouth. That's just what he do. And many of us could say he acts feminine too because he talks too much about other grown-ass men and what they doing, which to me, I wouldn't be worried about what another man is doing and I'm a man. Because to me, I'm going to just keep it real because I'm a woman. It's a bad look. Another man don't need to be worried about what the fuck another man doing. So 50 Cent, my advice to you, please stop talking about it, folks. Quit going on and on and on. You've been doing this shit before all this hee-haw ass mess got out. Because you always got something to say about something in Hollywood and hip-hop nature. Just stop. You're too old for that. Let's get down to business. The allegations. Because there's so many. I had to put my glasses on. Butt plugs. Your ex-bodyguard has given this public information to a YouTuber about you buying butt plugs and putting the items came in a paper bag. You didn't want them to see what you had purchased. Is that true, sir? That's your business if you like butt plugs, dildos, or whatever. But that would be strange for you to be buying these items. But maybe you're getting down with a woman this way. I don't know. The allegation with you and Ja Rule in a suite. He said he took you there. You advised against you going. I guess he means unannounced. But maybe you had already agreed to meet Ja Rule for whatever reason. And you all came out indisposed with towels. Is that true? Ja Rule, is that true? And I like Ja Rule. Gay bar. You took the rapper Exhibit to a gay bar. Why would you do that, sir? Offering to take Exhibit on a shopping trip. They say that means something else. I don't know what it means. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. The other video that has come out with Justin Bieber, now that's out, where you two are talking and you're telling him, I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? We used to hang around. Now, people can misinterpret that as just a guy was friendly with a young singer trying to be a mentor? Or is it more to it than that? Did you ever say or do anything inappropriately with Justin Bieber? Because he is kind of stuttering in that video. So what happened? Did you give him a card? Because that's also in a video they've released now, older content. Did you give the child a card? What really happened between you and Justin Bieber? I'm just curious. I don't know. And I be damned. A P. Diddy notification comes up while I'm live. You can't make this shit up. Did something inappropriately happen between you and this young kid, or you or any other kid, sir? The Usher situation. Why would a parent send Usher as a child to his house? We also hear that L.A. Reid suggested this. Now, L.A. Reid, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why are you suggesting a child go spend a year or whatever with this man? Now, what was wrong with Sean coming to where Usher lived and take the boy out to lunch or dinner or something? I'm confused. Why is going to somebody's house and spending the night at their house or spending time with them going to teach them about the music business? Help me understand. That don't even make any fucking logical sense. So, L.A. Reid, I got to check you and wonder what the fuck's wrong with you. I got to check Usher's mother. Why would you send your child off with this man? You don't know this man. To me, this is the same old bullshit with R. Kelly. People sending their children off to go in the music business like with Aaliyah, dirty-ass uncle and parents. You all ignorant, too. You weren't even paying attention to your daughter to know what the fuck she was doing. You just assume, oh, she's in good hands with a grown-ass man. He's working on a record with her or an album or this, that, and the other. But obviously, she wasn't being monitored. And we know she wasn't being monitored because we found out she was having sexual relations with him, and she married him. And he paid the clerk, somebody at the clerk's office, to forge the documents. Oh, see, this is how deep shit gets. Because as they always say, for the right dollar, anything can be done. Escapades with this one and that one. Orlando Brown. As somebody said in the comment sections, why would this man lie about P. Diddy putting his mouth on his private part? you do. That is a good point. Why would this boy tell this? And when you watch him in the interview, he looks horrible. Got a pick in the back of his head. He talking a mile a minute. It looked like he owns some type of drug. Talking fast like a crackhead. No disrespect to you, baby, but you like you're high. What the hell is this all about? But to put yourself out there to say you were getting special gifts from a man, that's deep. So that means he didn't have no fear of you. So that's why I'm looking at Stevie J wondering, Stevie J, do you fear Sean? Because he's violent. You know what he's capable of? Because there are allegations against you too, Sean, that you're violent. That Kid Cudi rapper, did you try to blow his car up? What's the truth? That shooting at the bar? Now they want to talk to J-Lo, perhaps. So that's the latest gossip too. Reopening old cases that you have been involved in where you got a pass. So that shooting at that bar will be one. And the young lady who got shot in the face, she's willing to get the pellets removed to bring forward evidence against you, even if that means risking her own life. And she has said that to News Nation. How about that? So did you shoot that girl that night? See, you got a lot of allegations. But yet, here goes Stevie J sitting here talking about, I've been knowing them for 29 years. What they saying ain't true. Every motherfucking thing ain't true. Stevie J, you got to be ashamed of yourself. You're ignorant. Once again, I don't understand why Usher would be living with a grown-ass man. Suggested by L.A. Reid. Oh, Lordy. Usher, during that interview with Howard Stern, you were looking down on the ground when he was talking to you about what was going on in Puffy's house. And you basically were just alluding to the fact, yeah, you saw a lot of things that you weren't ready for and weren't ready to participate in. Is that true? Or are you lying? You did see a lot of low-down, dirty shit pertaining to adult behavior, and you did participate. We're curious. Because some people believe that something went on nefarious between you and Mr. Sean Combs. And we know that you will probably never admit that. Because you probably feel like he's this mogul How are people going to look at you because you like women? And God forbid you like women and men, but you don't want that out. That as a child, you were sexually assaulted by a grown-ass man, and he's this high-ranking figure in the music industry. But really, nobody gives a fuck about no damn gay-ass black man in the music industry or no damn where else, and that's my public opinion. I wouldn't give two fucks who he is. He could be the president. You don't have no business touching no damn children. Also, allegation that you all shared a bed together and wrestled for frosted flakes. Is that also true, Usher? Because some people would say that's a form of grooming. Touching and wrestling and hugging and pretending to be affectionate. Because what you always have to remember about a groomer, whether it be a woman or a man, there has to be a build-up to eventually touch you in your private parts. So it starts off with wanting to take you out, wanting to do nice things for you, wanting to buy you gifts, wanting to spend time with you, wanting you to spend the night, sleeping in the same bed, stroking of the hair and the shoulders. It's a meetup. It's a meetup. That's why it's called grooming. As that bodyguard said, I don't know nothing about that word. And we weren't using that word 30 years ago. Of course not. But that's what it is. It's grooming. So have you groomed young boys, Sean Combs? Have you also groomed women, girls? Also, have you groomed grown-ass men? Because some people are going to say, how the hell are you going to groom a man that ain't gay? Why would a grown man want to let another man stroke him, touch him, and then have sex? And for what? For some money? Child, bye. We see Lil Rod must not got a damn thing, if we're to believe that allegation. Still, we need to understand the situation with Kim Porter and the adoption of Quincy. I'm still confused about that. Why did you adopt this child? And why would she allow you to adopt her son when he had a whole father, Mr. Albie Shore? All that's still confusing to me. And she's not here to defend herself to tell us why she's no longer alive. The 2008 letter Quincy wrote to his father. Very poignant, very articulate, but still sad nonetheless. He looks up to you as a father, but there's also allegations that you have sabotaged him with the Empire series and other endeavors in the music business because some think that you didn't want him to excel to be better than you. I don't know if that's true or not. So now I got to ask that question. What do your other children do that are legally grown? Do they have degrees from college? Do they work a full-time job? Do they pay rent or mortgage? Or is everything funded by you, Mr. Combs? Other people have stuff to say, too, about your behavior pertaining to this Lori Harvey, that she was once an ex of one of your children. Is that true? Because I don't keep up with everything going on in Hollywood. So explain that to me. What would you be doing dating Lori Harvey and she once dated one of your boy children? Help the queen understand. Because I don't understand this. Why would you, sir, be interested in dating anybody that your child has messed around with? We'll get to Cuba. Banned him from Empire because of a music situation where the producers of the show wanted rights to some of the music, 50-50. They get 50%. The son will get the other 50%. They say Quincy didn't have no problem with it, but you did. And I can kind of understand that. But in the end, if it's his music, he wrote it, produced it, then that would be his choice, how he want to navigate his rights to his music. So did you play a part in that? You went to the higher-ups to tell them, no deal, no nothing. And then that landed them getting rid of him to be on the show. Did you have a part in that, sir? Did you call Fox? and had that boy child booted off that TV show. There's also allegations that you were violent with the mother, Kim Porter, of your children, the mother of your children. Is that true? Did you abuse her? I also want to know, were you and Al B. Sure ever friends before Kim met you? Because this will then show a pattern that you're grimy as fuck. And I understand men don't care. A man will fuck a sister, a sister mama, a woman's mother. There's just some men out there. They don't care. They will mess around with cousins, sisters. Hell, might mess with the sister's brother. So I want to know, were you and Al B. Sure friends at one time? Okay? Were you and Al B. Sure friends? Cool. Hung around each other? Because I'm trying to understand this dynamic of you adopting this boy child. And then they said you did it later in life. So that's bizarre. Why would you be adopting a child when he's almost grown? Is that true? If it's not true, I'll stand corrected on that. Young Miami, you defending him now. Why? So you were never at these extravaganzas at his house where everybody got gritty in the wee hour? You don't want to burn your bridges, as they say in the street, because he's this powerful mogul. Well, this powerful mogul is deflating. This is why in the scripture it tells you not to put man on a pedestal and not to idolize other gods. Come on with it, Queen. Because maybe some of you have been idolizing Sean Puffy Combs like he's God and he ain't. As my mama used to say, you're walking around smelling your own funk. And maybe that's what's been happening in Hollywood with a lot of people. You all been smelling your own funk and you think your shit don't stink. And somebody has to take you down a peg or two to show you that you put your drawers on the same way the next man puts his drawers on. Fighting the coach. What was that all about? Fighting your son's coach. What's that all about? The fact that this coach also says, basically, hey, just gave the kid a chance because it's Sean Puffy Combs. The child was accepted to Harvard, one of the most prestigious schools in the nation. But you want him to go to UCLA because you want to keep an eye on him, keep a watchful eye. Instead of letting him go out and be a man and learn the world on his own. Let him make his own damn choices. But no, they say you had a part in that. And then we see how that ended up. What I'm coming to see, learning about Sean, there are too many allegations against you. There are too many allegations. Cameras, sexual parties, sex trafficking, sex with an underage girl, girls, using your children to go get young girls. Is that true? Sons, they're never going to admit to that. Sabotaging Quincy's career. Sabotaging your other son's career. That got accepted to Harvard, but then you wanted him to be at UCLA. The children are defending you, talking crazy on the internet about nobody better not talk about the Combs legacy and this, that, and the other. What legacy? What legacy? There can't be a legacy at this point because you've been accused of some very heinous crimes. And some people are going to blame this one and that one. Oh, you were down with it. You know, kind of like with the R. Kelly BS. And I'm going to do a video about that too. I'm going to do an R. Kelly versus Sean Combs video. That'll be coming up this week. You're entitled to believe whatever you want, but there's always a little bit of truth in the allegations. And some people will judge, women too. Well, why are you waiting so late to say something? Why are you waiting so late? As they said, you wouldn't believe me if I told it when it happened. Because the first thing you say, some of you, oh, you must have wanted it. You were there. You went after him. You went backstage. You went to the house. You went to the hotel. Well, everybody's not the same. There are some people who really want to be in the music business, entertainment business. And a lot of people are green. A lot of women are green. And if nobody's taught them to use discretion in being alone with a man, then they don't know. There's some women who are just that green to think, oh, I'm just going to go meet him at the studio. We're going to work on the music. She's not thinking that it's getting ready to lead to something else. Somebody's going to get the touching and patting, as with R. Kelly and his own hairdresser. Now, that was some grimy shit right there. You're just going to take your penis out and put it in the woman's face. I mean, damn. Come on now. But they do it because they can. That's what people don't seem to understand about crime. I don't need a reason. I don't need your permission to do wrong. I don't need permission to violate you. And what I always say about crime is, don't ask why. Ask why not. Okay? Because you're thinking for yourself. You're not thinking as a sadist, a pedophile, okay? A child molester, a rapist, a serial killer. You're thinking for you. But you got to think like how they think. I did it because I could. I wanted it. I'm in control. I want control. That's why I did it. When you see the allegations that have come out about Sean, allegations about these wild parties, so on and so forth, R. Kelly's dilemmas, Weinstein, Epstein, it just goes to show you that this has been going on a very long time. And we've heard this, especially in Hollywood, the casting couch, women going in, really wanting these roles for movies, commercials, and then somebody sitting here making a pass at them or telling them to undress or propositioning them for sex or telling them, you know, get on your knees and give me head, whatever, however it goes. And they're probably thinking, damn, I didn't sign up for this. I just want to roll in a movie. I'm not trying to sleep with the producer, director, and some may go ahead and do it. But the thing you got to remember is there's no guarantee you're going to get a part in a movie or a play because you have sex with somebody. They got to put that shit in ink and give you the piece of paper. You understand what I'm saying? And you can say, oh, yeah, I got the role. But just somebody saying, oh, I want to have sex with you, I want to do something, I'll guarantee you the role if you sleep with me. You don't got no guarantee that after you perform a sexual act, you're going to get a role in a movie or a play. Come on now. Photographers coming on to the models. We've heard that. Been hearing that for years. Woman can't even go take pictures. The damn photographer, he too busy trying to get in her pants. It goes on and on and on. And we also hear this going on in regular life. Bosses making passes at the women, saying derogatory comments, coming up, rubbing shoulders and hair, trying to get a date, want her to go out, want her to go have lunch with them. You know that's inappropriate. And there's nothing wrong with being attracted to a person, but you're supposed to know your role and know what you shouldn't be doing while on the clock. But if you don't give a fuck, you do what you want to do. You entitled to believe these allegations or not. And I'm sure there are many more, because I don't keep up with all these allegations of these other names you all are dropping in the chat of this guy and that guy. But it's sad, because you're now building up a list. Because in that allegation against Sean by Lil Rod, you've got Cuba Gooding Jr., you got Meek mentioned, you got Usher mentioned, you got Stevie J mentioned, you got surveillance cameras mentioned. You got him talking about he was coerced to do sexual acts. So now you got to ask, with whom? Women, men, Sean, what? Because I really don't think Lil Rod wants to admit he actually had sex with Sean. Now, he claims to be a heterosexual and a Christian. But what you got to ask yourself is the obvious. No way you're going to tell me you're a Christian and a heterosexual and you would lay up in this man's house for a year with this behavior being exacted towards you. So how long did it go on, this behavior? When did it start when you moved in? Why would you move in with him any damn way? That I don't understand. And then just so happened when this raid happens a week ago, Stevie J just so happened to be there and he down on the ground. Oh, excessive force was used. Hell yeah, they used it. They were going to do it if they went to El Chapo's house or anybody else's fucking house. It don't matter because Sean Puffy comes. What were they supposed to come in there with, white slippers? You want the feds to come in there in dress clothes and house shoes because it's Sean's house? Yeah, it looked fucked up because everybody was looking like, damn, what's going on? But it's the feds. That's how they work. That's how they do business. Okay? But I just think it's very ironic you were there, Stevie J. And then you give this old $2 ass interview to TMZ talking about he your friend and you know him for 29 years, but you don't address the allegations that's out about your ass. That you are homosexual. And that your friend told Lil Rod that you gay and showing videos and so on and so forth of you and other people or whomever, however it goes. That's where you should have a problem. You bragging about this motherfucker, but you're not addressing the real problem, the elephant in the room. That your friend has talked about you to this man. And I got a feeling he ain't making that up. He's not making that up. What all happened in the houses pertaining to Sean with different people, sexual escapades, orgies, whatever. I don't know nothing about it. People entitled to do whatever they want. But the one thing that's against the law is filming people. It's filming people. You don't have no right to film anybody. And the reason why I know something is not right with this bullshit coming from Lil Rod, it's like 50-50. I believe most of it. But what I don't understand is Lil Rod hanging around for a whole year. You're not a woman. And even a woman, if you're a woman, people still judge you and be like, well, he was doing this to you and coercing you to do this and bringing other people around, sex workers or this and that. Why you put up with that? Why? So somebody gonna look at you and say, you're a full-grown man. You don't know how to stand on your own. You don't know how to speak up for yourself. You don't know how to say, this shit is not right. I'm not down with this. I'm a Christian. I'm a man. I'm a heterosexual. Waking up drugged, allegedly, so you say. You're walking around the house disoriented, and yet you still will fuck with this man. So we got to ask ourselves, what was the drawing board for you to leave Sean's house? What made you say, I got to go? I got to go get my own shit. You ain't tell us that. Or did Sean put your ass out? How about that? Sean got tired of your ass, wanted you out. Or he wasn't getting what he wanted from you, he wanted you out. How did it go? See, we'll never know the truth. Because Sean ain't gonna never own why the fuck he had you living in that house. You ain't gonna really tell the truth about why you was living in this house because you know damn well it don't make no sense for a grown-ass man to be living in another man's house. Now I gotta ask Stevie J, what the hell you doing down there? Oh, y'all working on an album? Well, let me talk to you for just a second about that. You probably won't make no money off of it if you were working on an album with all this bullshit going on. Who gonna buy it? And hell, are you living down there with Sean? And Sean, you posting them pictures of the children Easter? Really, Negro? So you posting the pictures of a beautiful little girl, your baby, is supposed to say what to the public? Oh, I had to address that. Now, y'all forget about what Lil Rod said about me. Y'all forget about them raiding my house, but I'm going to show you some pictures of my baby girl. So you basically just trying to say, I'm doing me. You out and about last week. White man wanting to take pictures with you and film you, blah, 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 blah. You out with these guys having a good time, Stevie J and some other black guy, he hanging on for dear life. Show you how thirsty and desperate people are. Because I wouldn't be in your fucking company. Just because I just wouldn't want to be dealing with all that hoopla. But Stevie is riding this donkey ride into the abyss with you. He riding it. Now, is he gay, bisexual? I don't know. Don't really care. But I think he has lied to say he ain't never seen nothing go down with you and these allegations. I don't believe that. Because let me tell you why I know he's a liar. I don't keep up with that hip-hop Atlanta shit. But as I told my chat the other week, I turned it on just out of curiosity on Tubi. And I mean, the first fucking episode, it's about Stevie J and that baby mama and Jocelyn. And the first thing I was saying to myself, this Negro, he is a player. And he really thinks he's hot shit. This is just from the first episode. It's what I'm thinking of you, Stevie J. And this is 12 or so years ago. 12, 14 years ago when they filmed this series. He thought your shit didn't stink. That's what I gathered. So then when I thought back to all these allegations by Lil Rod and you and Sean, all that came to mind watching the first episode of Hip Hop Atlanta. I said, oh yeah, this Negro think he's hot shit. He's sitting here lying to this woman, got a kid with her, up here fucking one of his proteges that he's supposed to be helping make music with. They walking in public together where the damn baby mama is with no care in the world. Of course, a lot of it seems scripted, but it's still disrespectful nonetheless. And then I started thinking about these allegations and I said, oh, hell yeah, I believe him. Because he seems like that type. He sit up here lying, filming this TV show, acting like he all that. And he would be the main one on the damn down low, fucking some men. And we've heard the stories about what it's like in Atlanta, Georgia. That a lot of the black men down there are gay. They are bisexual. Because I've been told by family members and random people who live in Atlanta, from Atlanta, honey, you don't want to come here. You think you got men problem up there in Tennessee? Well, you will have a bigger man problem you come down here because you ain't about to be with no man. And if you get you a man, he probably on the down low or he openly gay or bisexual. I say I'll pass. I say I'll pass. And that's a terrible thing because we have some beautiful black women out here. And that's why I'm confused with all this shit I'm hearing about Stevie J, Sean Combs, and any other down low brother. All these beautiful women that you want to be having sex with, using, abusing, coercion, and then you like men too. Well, I'll be damned. Does R. Kelly come to mind? Because that's all this is a damn replay. What'll be shameful is that Sean has abused boy children, girl children, because you got to remember grooming starts young for a sadist. And usually they learn this because they were taught this. So you got to ask, has he been assaulted himself as a child? Because I got a feeling Sean has possibly been abused by another man or men or boys. And he learned this behavior. And he never got help for the behavior. So now, grown-ass man, 50 plus years old, still got these deviant ways because he ain't never get no damn help. That's what people need to understand about pedophiles. Most of them have been abused. That's why they're out abusing still as adults. They don't get any help. Possibly didn't think they had a problem. Well, somebody touched me. What's the big deal? Because if you were touched as a young boy or girl, you'll probably grow up touching kids as children. By the time you get 18, 19, you full throttle. So Sean, were you touched as a little boy, teenager? Have you been touching children since you were a child? Have you touched any of these children that have been named or were children at the time? Justin Bieber, Usher. Did you touch them as children? They'll probably never admit it. But I have to admit that Justin Bieber clip that's going around now is kind of spooky. And you're entitled to interpret it however you want. You know, maybe he was just saying, well, you know, you got to get in contact with my people, blah, blah, blah. Here's my number. He pulls his phone out. Don't know if that was genuine or not, or he was just scared. I don't know. But it'll be a shame to find out you touched that boy inappropriately. You touched some other boy children. And what's even more scary, and nobody's talking about this, if you want to believe these allegations that he's a down low brother, homosexual, bisexual, you got boy children. Checkmate. So now we got to ask that question, Mr. Combs, P. Diddy, brotherly love. Have you ever abused your own damn children and they ain't saying nothing? Because that would surely bring the house of cards down. See, I talk about real stuff. I don't talk and glaze over stuff. Because really this is a bigger problem than just coercion, beating up women, hurting women, filming people, having sex, orgies, all that. Are you a pedophile? Not just gay, not just bisexual, because that's your business. But forcible rape against anyone, raping of a child, that's serious. And if I'm going to believe you have touched boys, no way am I going to sit here and say that in my right mind, you could differentiate your own children. Because most pedophiles will touch their own children and their relatives' children. So now we got to ask that question. Have you offended any relatives' children? Will somebody finally say, yes, he touched me as a boy child, girl child? Because we're seeing a lot of offenders, they're dual offenders. They're not just assaulting boys, they also assault girls. Now we have more women assaulting boy children, teachers touching boys and having sex with them. Also, women assaulting girl children. Are you a sadist, sir? Are you a rapist? Are you a pedophile? Are you also bisexual? And are you also homosexual? As I said, you being gay and bisexual, that's your business. But where that's still a problem is that you're portraying yourself as a heterosexual man and you're out here having sex with women and you also like men. So that's a problem. And another thing that I said in one of my last lives, please check out that video about the repercussions of this bullshit with Sean. It's the obvious. Not just being a sadist or a pedophile, if true, but you're also talking about passing diseases around and HIV and AIDS. And that's the one thing that you're not hearing in all of these court TV, law and crime videos, allegations, old clips, people putting up memes and shit. Ain't none of you talking about somebody coming up short. And you want me to believe in my right mind that this man who's had sex with a lot of people, possibly men as well, that somebody did not come up short. Somebody didn't get a venereal disease. Somebody didn't get syphilis. Somebody didn't get herpes. Somebody didn't get HIV. Okay? Tell your mama to shut up. How about that? See how them trolls come in? They so miserable. Kind of like this thing I'm talking about. HIV, AIDS is real. And it's prevalent in the Black community. And you can get it from a man or a woman. It doesn't matter. And when you talk about men having sex, it's serious business. Because I refuse to believe that while everybody's pulling their clothes off and jumping around, that somebody decided to pull out a condom. And that's something that you're not hearing in none of the conversations about this raid and what they took out the house and how they left the house, says Stevie J. The one thing everybody's glazing over is somebody coming up short with something. So I'm going to ask somebody in the room who has had sex with Sean Combs and his entities. Have any of you come up short with syphilis, gonorrhea, HPV, hepatitis C, genital warts, AIDS? How about that? Right now, Faith Rogers, who has accused R. Kelly of giving her herpes. Her mother has been subpoenaed for a lawsuit against the disgraced musician. So there's some wranglings going on with that at the moment because she is still wanting monies for abuse by R. Kelly and also the transmission of the herpes virus. And once again, as I just said, there are repercussions of sleeping around and not using protection. It's common sense. Whether you love the person, like them, think they like you, whatever, there are repercussions. So what you have to ask yourself, at the time that Faith got herpes from R. Kelly, how many people had R. Kelly slept with while he was with Faith and thereafter? I'll wait. How many women actually have herpes and HIV or any other disease that they got from Robert Sylvester Kelly and his entities? So then you run over here to 15th Street. Sean Puffy Combs has slept around with women and possibly men. You got to ask the same damn question. How many people have come up short sexually fucking around with Sean Combs and any of his cohorts? And how many men are willing to tell the truth that they have had sex with Sean Combs? Are any of his boy children gay or bisexual? Because you know about the apple and the tree. Shut your mouth. Sometimes homosexuality is genetic or it's a learned behavior. And you could best believe when there is a parent that's gay or bisexual, there will be a chance that one of the children will be gay or bisexual. Did he ever abuse his children sexually? Did he ever coerce his sons to bring in young girls, underage girls to any of his functions, parties, or just personally? Did he ever have sex with any girl that dated any of his sons, such as Miss Harvey? Miss Harvey, why would you be fucking the father knowing you done fucked the son? What the hell? See, there's no guidance out here. Everybody putting these kids up on pedestals. Oh, she's doing this, he's doing this. But this is the one little thing y'all don't want to talk about. Why your child allegedly will be messing around with Sean Combs after she done just screwed his son. Why is this grown man screwing his son's ex-girlfriend? So if you're willing to do this, you are willing to do some other dirty shit. And that's how I view life. That's how I view life. If you're going to belly the beast on one thing, you're going belly the beast on something else. Ashton Kutcher has been subpoenaed pertaining to the allegations and investigation into Sean Combs. For those who did not know, this is breaking news. He claims to be good friends with Sean Combs. We will see how this turns about. But right now, Ashton Kutcher has been subpoenaed pertaining to the investigation. Naturally, there's been mentioning of Prince Harry, but so far there's nothing concrete or nefarious in their dealings with one another. Just an allegation years ago, him performing for a banquet or some type of event for their late mother, Princess Diana. Who else will be subpoenaed according to this investigation? What will the investigation find out? Will there be some validity to the allegations that Little Rod brought against Sean of being coerced into sexual acts, human trafficking, drug activity, staff members wearing fanny packs with cocaine, his little drug mule, Mr. Paul, arrested a week or so ago for having drugs in his luggage, stopped at the airport, meaning they're in cahoots together, meaning you use drugs, Sean. Let's talk about that before the queen checks out of here. Now it's proven you are a user. Are you an addict? Because why would this white boy have drugs on him on your plane? For what reason? Why the fuck is he with you flying? I don't need him to fly with me if I want to get high. You just give me the dope, I put it in my bag. Oops. Oh, no, I can't do that. I can't have the dope in my bag. But I let the mule carry the dope on the plane. That still fucked up. See, these are the mind games that a sadist plays with himself and herself. I ain't gonna have the dope in my bag, but I'll let him carry the dope on my plane. Huh? So are you a user, Sean Combs? So now we know there's some truth to that allegation by Mr. Lil Rod. You do use cocaine. So that's proven. Because one, why would you have this white man, 25 years of age, on your plane? You old enough to be his father. What use was he serving by one being on your plane that's getting ready to go out over the ocean? Two, why does he have drugs in his luggage? Because you're just into all types of shit, and that's what I believe about you. And like I said, you wanting to like men, whatever, that is your preference. Who people like is their business. But if there's any allegation and proof of rape, sodomy, filming of people having sex, coercion, bribery, blackmail, threats, violence, then your ass needs to go down. And I got a feeling you've done everything I just named. I believe you have assaulted children. I believe you have raped. I believe you have coerced people and they stupidly went along with whatever you had wanted them to do. I believe you have slept around with prostitutes, men and women. I do believe you are possibly bisexual, gay. I believe you have put your hands on people. I believe you have asked people and paid people to commit crimes, such as blowing up somebody's car. And I believe you are not a good role model and you have no business being called brother love, brotherly love. That's disrespectful, period. And as far as Stevie J's bullshit about bringing the black community down, let me address that too. What the fuck are you talking about? We all do stupid shit as black Americans, okay? If that's the case, how we talk, how we act, but we're people in general. So I've seen white people act black and black people act white. We're all the same. Ignorant as fuck. Do shit stupid, talk stupid. People are people. And what Sean has been accused of ain't gonna be no reflection of me. So you need to correct that. What he has done in his life is on Sean, not black Americans. So that comment towards 50 Cent, you need to address 50 Cent about who he is. Fuck it's got to do with us. And that's the same for 50. How he acts and behaves on social media and talking and gossiping all the time, that's on 50 Cent. If somebody wants to judge black people according to what the fuck 50 Cent said and did, that's their dumb ass. Same thing with Sean, R. Kelly, or anybody else out here. I'm not getting ready to take the brunt because of something Sean Combs did or something 50 Cent did. That's what's wrong with people. Profiling and believing the hype. One black person's actions don't make the rest of us. So don't label us according to what another black man or black woman did. It's disrespectful. And like I said, you glazed over that TMZ interview, upholding your fucking friend. Because in the end, no pictures posted to social media of Easter children in Easter frocks, walking around Miami, riding bicycles. It is not going to deter what has been put out here about him. The raids done to his house. The force used. They were there for a reason. And I don't have to agree with them having so much man-woman power. It is what it is. They are there to build a case, obviously. And they will probably go into the belly of the beast of all the other crimes he's been involved in, any other allegations against him, and possibly try to reopen any case against him where they feel like there was coercion, bribery, and blackmail and witness tampering. So you might need to do your homework before talking to TMZ, Stevie J. And you might need to check your fucking friend and ask him, did he go out and show anything about you having sex with other men? So that's what you should be saying. Sean, do you have me on tape screwing you or screwing any other men or women? I thought you were my friend. That's what you should be concerned about. Because, baby, you in the belly of the beast right now with that motherfucker. And you look like a fucking fool talking to TMZ as if you can speak for every fucking thing Sean Combs has done. 29 years, I ain't never seen him do this, and I ain't never seen him do that. What fucking planet are you from? You're going to go out on a limb and brag on something somebody possibly did in 92, 93 when you weren't there? Gang raping a woman? You're going to say, oh, my friend didn't do that. He's not that type of guy. I think you know exactly what type of guy Sean is, because possibly you are like Sean Combs. And that's why you're defending him, because birds of a feather. That's my commentary, everybody. Thank you so much. God bless you. Please follow this network for breaking news, true crime, pop culture. Check out my live from last night. A black woman bought a wig from Amazon and said she got lesions on her face called musculum. But what people don't know is that you could get this disease from sex, touching contaminated objects, contaminated people. So did she get this contaminated wig from Amazon? Or did she touch her child, children, bed sheets, linen, something out in public, work? Or she was frisky with somebody who had the lesions and they gave them to her? You're entitled to your opinion. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. Join me in a few minutes for live number 2 pertaining to Sebastian Rogers missing out of West Tennessee. And if you'd like to donate to this great network, $Beganji 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. I'm the baddest you know what on YouTube, honey. You've been listening to Queen. Thank you for following this network. Welcome all new viewers, chat members, and subscribers. This is the Vault XL. Thank you.